Hello, I'm Ethan Network from YouTube, and this is my mock, the Battle of Endor. It's 6 48 by 48 gray base plates. I was considering making it 8, but don't want to bite off too much. Probably couldn't have made it. I came from Texas, so couple of tragedies. The tops of the trees, the way I transported it, the trees come out, and I wrapped them up in blankets in the boxes. However, the tree canopy tops, wrapping those in blankets, probably not going to work too well, so I just tried to toss them in a box, and they got demolished, but spent the past 2 days setting those up. And then my real goal with this mock was to make it really accurate. So a lot of people do small, like 2 gray base plates mocks, and they make them really detailed and just amazing looking. That's what I want to do for every single mock, every single base plate, just make it as detailed as possible, as if I could make a video on just that base plate. So I tried to put in a lot of scenes from Return of the Jedi. So over here I have more of a Return of the Jedi feel with the bunker and Han Solo trying to break in and R2-D2 blasted to the other side. While on this other side we have a lot of Battlefront references from the new Battlefront game, which personally I haven't played. I have not played that, but I've seen some footage and all that sort of thing. So I have some jetpack troopers in here. And I tried to add in the red studs are my trademark pieces in my large-scale mocks. So slightly violent, but it happened with my Battle of Geonosis. I had a lot of dead Jedi and had the blood, so added a little bit of that in, a little bit of gore. But what was going on off screen? Ewoks getting blasted by AT-STs, probably not going to just jump out of the way. So
you're just filling in the bigger picture here.
Basically, that's why also on this portion here I have a burned portion, so kind of like a AT-ST, shot in the grass caught on fire. We have some alt bricks in here, olive green, kind of the burned effect. Got a little stormtrooper here with his leg breaking off. And we got some of the elite forces over here, so we have a death trooper and some other forces coming in just to observe the surroundings. Got a little Easter egg here, Captain Rex from Return of the Jedi, which is actually official now. I'm very happy about taking down an Imperial officer. And another one of my goals for this mock was to make it 100% my design. So as far as sets go, I considered using the official AT-ST, but it was a little big, so it would have been like over the bridge. So I decided to take that set and just take some pieces from it and do a custom one, which I did back here. A couple of pieces still need to be filled in on that side. There's some dark tan, but for the most part, it's done. Same with the bunker. Completely my design. I tried my best not to look at any other Endor mocks while doing this, just footage so I could not accidentally steal people's designs. So I think the bunker turned out pretty well. Integrating it into the side of the hill took quite a while, rather complex, because I had to do the bunker, the AT-ST, and basically that entire back right portion of the mock in like 5 days. So that was a big time crunch for this convention. The only thing that I can say is not my design in this mock would be this speeder, because it's from a set, and I guess, can someone claim this tree design? So one of my favorite parts of the mock would be right here behind the trees, kind of hidden. We got Wicket here with a little 2x2 wedge slamming into a stormtrooper. We got a little bit of a battle-scarred stormtrooper, and it's actually, I'm not sure if it's that one or one over there, has a misprinted eye, so it's like a splash of paint. So it's like more battle scars accidentally. So another touch, I added in a Gonk droid from Battlefront 2. I know everyone wants a playable Gonk droid character, so I threw him in there, just a little reference. And I also decided at the convention, it wasn't in the normal plans, but I decided to make the waterfall going off the edge here. I want to extend that even further, maybe even make it splashing on the floor. That'd be cool. But yeah, that's just the general gist of things. And
yeah.
Like 21, I think it's like 70 minifigs in the mock, 21 Ewoks, and then other minifigs in general. So I think it turned out pretty well.
Yeah, it's really impressive, and the level of detail you got in here is great. Like you said, just having the water coming off the edge of the build, I think adds some extra detail. And the way you transition the bunker into the hill, which worked out really great. Like you said, that's not an easy thing to do, to get that looking right and kind of natural, and I think it turned out really nice.
Yeah, thank you. Another one of my designs I would like to point out is whenever I was doing the burned tree, if any of you guys want to build this is a flex tube down stabbed into a little 2x2 circular plate. And then I got treads. I think it's 5 of them, and they just connect together and stick to several of them down. It forms a nice looking burn trunk, and you can actually stick fire in the sides and then just build little branches, and turns out pretty well. So
kind of that gnarled tree trunk effect there. Very cool.
And as far as minifigs go, a little bit of a story. I know a lot of the stormtroopers look kind of trashy, so this one's got like smudged up stuff. So I bought my friend's collection, and he had some messed up stormtroopers that had a lot of dents and stuff. I was like, well, how can I use this? So I got one Ewok smashing in the stormtrooper's chest with the hammer, because it's all beat up chest, all scratched up. So I was like, hey, he's scratching it up there. So that turned out nicely. Managed to use the minifigs and not just scrap them. So.
And you can talk about your techniques with the trees here a little bit, because this is kind of what first captures your attention when you walk up to the build, and it looks like you did a very kind of studs out technique. What's the structure like inside those?
Right. So a lot of people do 1x1 1x1 bricks with one stud on the side, just lining the walls, and it's a really secure thing. However, what I did is I just used Travis bricks, which is the 1x1 with 4 studs on the sides, and I have them going down each corner. So it's pretty sturdy, but it can definitely break in half, especially right here where the platform's attached. They're just attached onto the utmost Travis bricks. So if you hit that, it'll all come down. As far as those little supports go, obviously not actually holding anything, and it's actually, I guess Lego would call it an illegal technique with the little hinges just clamped in there, which I unfortunately ran out of for that platform, but it's all good.
And so you talked about moving the trees to the show. How does the rest of the build move around and break down?
So right here, these two gray base plates right here can split. And what I did is I took those individually, and then I moved all 4 of these gray base plates to the center of the board. So you can see it's actually sitting on a board right now, and that's what we carried it in on. This board is actually the top of a table that we built to build it on. Well, actually for all my mocks, but I just built it on there. So the top of the table comes off. We unfortunately did have to saw the top, though, in order to fit it through the door of my Lego room, which unfortunately threw a bunch of wood shavings onto the mock. So if you see wood shavings, that's where they came from.
That's the casualties of building a large build like this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I think you did a very impressive job capturing the scene from the movie, so thanks for bringing this to BrickFair, and thanks for chatting with me about it.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thanks for having me.